Awesome. Welcome, everyone. We are so excited for our holiday event and resident engagement ideas. So really, really excited to have everyone on. During this webinar, we will go through a lot of different events that you can try for this really exciting holiday season. So welcome. So if you do not know me, my name is Jude, and I am the founder and CEO of Flamingo, and I'm really excited to have you guys on our webinar. If you are not familiar with Flamingo, Flamingo is a resident engagement and experience platform. And so we provide everything from resident events, where you are able to book resident events as quickly as you can book an Uber. But we also provide a resident engagement app that brings everything that your residents need to one place. So welcome. So just a few things to know about Flamingo webinars. So our webinars are super interactive. Typically, we would have the option for you to be on video, but that isn't working at the moment. But you do have the option to add your questions to the chat or make any comments that come on. So definitely feel free to use that because our webinars are really interactive and very, very social. And so in terms of the webinar, we've already done the intro. I'll go through the different event ideas, and then we'll also go through a few different event best practices. And then we have some fun offers at the end of the webinar. But again, if you have questions, definitely ask them in the chat feed. So we'll jump right into it. So our webinars are quick and they go by really quickly. So this holiday season is really special for a couple of reasons. One of those is that the last 2 years were a lot of things related to the pandemic. So in December of 2020, a lot of events were virtual. And then last year, we had kind of a resurgence of the virus. So a lot of you had to cancel your events. A lot of you had to move the events to be virtual or had to really scale down the events. So this year is really special because it's the first year after almost 3 years where you can really do real holiday engagement and really get your residents excited about your community. So our recommendation is that for this holiday season, to really go all out, make your residents feel special, have that resurgence, because with everything happening right now with the economy, a lot of people are nervous. You don't know what's going to happen. So really make your residents feel like home and give them a reason to want to renew. So the first event that we suggest, and we have 20 different events that we will go through, but one of our first event idea suggestions is to do a holiday themed karaoke night. So the reason why I like an event like this is because it's really fun, it's social, and it's an event that your residents are typically not going to do themselves. So this one makes it really special because you'll get a lot of the people that might typically not attend your events to come to something like this. And it's a really nice event to get into the holiday spirit. One of the marquee features of the holidays are all the sounds, sights, and music related to it. So we recommend a holiday-themed karaoke night to get your residents really into that holiday spirit. So a great time to do an event like this would be right around the first week of December. So right after the Thanksgiving holiday. And this is so nice because it's one way to really bring forth the holiday spirit by having an event all around music and music for the holidays. So highly recommend this one. Another event that I would recommend is a holiday outdoor movie. So this one is cool because it's an event that you can do every week. So if you are not really looking to do a lot of events this season or an expensive holiday party, what you can do is just a series of like outdoor holiday movies. So for all of December, every Saturday or every Sunday, just host an outdoor movie series where you can have your residents vote on what movie they want to see. And that's a great way to get them involved in the event creation process. And then just play a new movie every single weekend. So a really nice way to, one, involve your residents in the event process, but two, to have a set thing that they are able to expect every single weekend for a specific period of time. So this event I highly recommend, and it's a very hands-off event as well too. And what's also nice about this type of event is that as many of your residents can attend, it's all based on the space. So this is an event that can accommodate a lot of people. And the other way to really boost an event like this is to actually invite prospects. So right now it's the slow leasing season. So really start thinking about how you can get prospective residents engaged with your community and a way to increase like foot traffic. So one way of doing that is for an event like this where you are able to invite a lot of prospects to come check it out and really experience what your community is all about firsthand. So I would really recommend this one for all those different reasons. This one is one of those ones that's a really no-brainer because similar to the outdoor movie event, it's a very inexpensive event, but it goes really well with the season. And like an outdoor movie event, a Santa meet and greet is super family friendly. And again, it's something that's going to really bring in that holiday spirit. So for an event like this, the adults at the property are going to love it. The families are going to love it. And then the kids are going to really love it. And for this type of event, you can do a lot of things with it. It could be a simple Santa meet and greet. It could be pictures with Santa. It could be presents from Santa. So lots of different ways you can really execute this type of event. But it's an event that is going to really bring out all the families because this is something that they would really want to do for their kids. So this event is another fun one that you can also invite prospects as well to this type of event. So again, this one inexpensive. And it's going to be a really low touch event, but one that a lot of your residents, especially people with kids, are going to really, really appreciate. This one I like a lot. So a Winter Wonderland Soiree. So what this event is a more formal version of a holiday party. So rather than just a typical holiday party, create a really formal event for your residents. And it's not hard to execute. You need live music or a DJ. You need some decorations. You need some alcohol and maybe like appetizers. And then simply invite residents and say, hey, this is a formal event. Come looking your best. And the reason why an event like this is fun is because almost everyone likes the opportunity to dress up. But for most people, they don't get as many opportunities to dress up as they would like. So with an event like this, your residents are able to dress up. They are able to enjoy meeting their neighbors. And then it's a really formal way to do your typical like resident holiday party. And then with this event, you can do a lot of things to make it a lot more or a lot less. So some ways you can increase the footprint of this event is you can invite your different partners. So if you have local restaurants around your property, you can invite them to come provide like samples. If you have vendors, you can invite them to come participate or provide like gifts. So a lot of different things you can do with this type of event to make it a really special event for your residents. You could even bring in a photo booth. So a lot of different ways to either scale this event up or scale it down. But really the key thing here is give your residents a reason to dress up and be fancy. And the best part about an event like this is all the different ways you can come up with a name. So you can name it Winter Wonderland and add your property name, or you can get really creative. So a really, really fun event. And also another one that you can also invite prospects to. And that's going to be a theme that I mentioned all throughout, because I really believe it's really critical to use your property as a way to, or all the events that you do, as a way to get potential prospects like over the line. So nothing is really going to differentiate them more so than getting them to get a taste of your property even before they have signed the lease. So highly recommend a Winter Wonderland soiree. And the other really nice part about this event are all the pictures that you'll get out of it. And your marketing team would be really excited to use these pictures on social media. Holiday cocktails are a classic, or a cocktail making class is a classic event that many of you have already done. So the only difference here is just the holiday twist. So really focus on making cocktails that are based around the holiday. So another quick event that you are able to do, but that's tied in very closely to the holidays. I like events like these because they're a little bit more intimate, and because it's a skill-based event, residents are going to learn something. And for all these types of events, because they are so visual, you can always tie them into a resident engagement app if you have one. So ask residents to take pictures of their cocktail creations and post in your resident engagement app, or have them post on Instagram. So this would allow you to get more out of the event than just the fun that residents get at the event. But this one is really simple to execute. The next event is a holiday themed wine and paint. So similar to a cocktail making event, this one is a classic that many of you have already done. The big difference here is that it's just another theme based around the holidays. So what I love about wine and paint events is that you can always mix them up. You can do a lot of them and mix them up. So every season you could have a different theme. And then at the end of the year, you can host an art gallery event where your residents come and then they present, or they put out all the art that they created throughout the year. You can also invite local artists to be part of your art gallery. So this event is nice because it's one that you are very familiar with, but just with a different twist around the holidays. This is a really fun one that all the families and kids at your community are going to love. So a gingerbread cookie decorating class is a fun, quick event. All you need is a chef to come in, bring all the materials, and they can work with your residents to create and decorate really fun gingerbread houses, cookies, or other like edibles. So this one is really, really nice because it's one that a lot of people can attend. And a lot of those are going to be kids at your community. So the families are always going to be very appreciative that you have an event that they can use to engage their kids. So highly recommend this one. The other part for this one too is that an event like this can be combined with a contest. So you could have residents take pictures of what they make, and you could have them post in their resident app or on social media, and have their fellow residents vote on who has the best gingerbread house or cookie. So a cool one that you can tie into social media, and also nice because you can bring families. This one is also a twist on a typical event that I'm sure many of you have. So this one is a holiday trivia event, but this one is hosted by Santa. So this one maybe not as family friendly. It could be family friendly if you keep the questions like kid friendly. But what I like about this one, again, ties into the holiday, and also an event that many of you have done, and an event that residents love. So if you've ever been to any bar that has trivia, people get really competitive. So for this type of event, you can have the trivia themed around the holidays or things that are typical around this time of the year. So another event that residents are absolutely going to love, but it's also very easy to like execute. The next event is an ugly sweater party. So this one also really fun. One that all you really need is some food, a DJ, maybe a live band if you can stretch it, and then just invite residents to say, come to this party, wear your best or ugliest sweater. And you can have a couple of things to really make this event even more impactful. You could have a contest for who has the ugliest holiday or ugly sweater. You can have like a runway show where residents have to walk through and people vote. So a lot of different things you can do here to really drive up the excitement for this event. And for those that are not at the event, you could have them also take pictures and then post those pictures in your resident engagement app and have people also vote for who has like the ugliest sweater. And the last part for this event is because it's so visual, it's going to give you a lot of content for your marketing team to use on your social media page. So you can take all those pictures and then use them for the next couple of weeks as part of your social media strategy. So a really cool event. And again, this one doesn't take that much time, but it's going to be one that gets you a lot of engagement from residents and potentially prospects if you also invite prospects to this event. This one is a really cool event. So bringing one of the core traditions of the holidays like Christmas carols. So with this event, you can do this a couple of ways. You could hire carolers to just like sit in your lobby on a Saturday during the holidays and just sing all day. You could have it as part of your Christmas tree setup process. You could have the singers like go to every floor and then like sing. So a lot of different ways you could have this event and a lot of different ways that you can execute it. Either just have them come one day and stay at the property all day, or use it as part of your Christmas lighting ceremony. And this is also a really nice event because it really brings residents into the holidays immediately. And that's one of the things that people like really love. So this one I highly recommend to think about as well. So many of you have done wine tasting events or wine and cheese events. So one of the core holiday traditions that a lot of people enjoy is mulled wine. So if you're not familiar with mulled wine, so mulled wine is just wine that's been heated and they've added a few different flavors to it, and it's typically served warm. So you could do a mulled wine tasting. All you need is to bring in a chef, they heat everything up, and then residents can try different varieties of like mulled wine. I like this event because it's something residents are familiar with, which is a wine tasting, but many people have not really tried different varieties of mulled wine. So this event would be a different thing that residents really haven't experienced before, and many of them are really going to like. You can also combine this event to have food. So it could be with the gingerbread decorating class, or it could be something else. You could even have cheese, but a nice event that is a twist on something that most people are familiar with, but most people really haven't done a full tasting. Another event that's really more of a party is you can do a Santa Showdown costume party. So if you've done like a Halloween party, this is very similar. So residents dress up in all the different ways that they can think of Santa dressing up. And you simply have a really fun party, food, drinks, samples of different things, a DJ or live band. And this just allows residents to kind of let loose. And you can also have a contest around this where residents have to vote on who has the best Santa costume. And you can even have other Santas like join as well too. And again, this is one event where you can also invite prospects too. So a really quick and fun event that you can do for a different way for your typical like holiday party. And then for the kids in the building, this is another twist of an event where you could have Mr. and Mrs. Claus come to your property and do a story time for kids. So there are lots and lots of different holiday books, Christmas books, and different types of stories. So all you need to do is hire Mr. and Mrs. Claus, and then have them come to the property and do a reading of a kid's like favorite book. So again, I like this one because a lot of times events are always for a lot of the adults at the property, but many of you have a mix of families, so they are really going to appreciate having events that they can bring their kids to. And this is also a cool event because you can also invite prospects or the general public. So if you think about all the ways that you can increase like foot traffic, this is a really quick one that you can do. So have Santa come, do a reading, invite the general public. To invite the general public, you can add this event on Eventbrite on Facebook or somewhere else, and I guarantee that's going to get a lot of people stopping by the property. You can even get a news headline out of it. And all of that is going to help you get more eyeballs for your property. This one I like because it's a really simple event. So it's a hot cocoa and muffins power hour. So a cool event you can do on a weekend morning, either like on a Saturday or on a Sunday. So all you really need is a lot of hot cocoa, and then you need like muffins. So a fun event to get residents to wake up early, or you could do it like later in the afternoon. But a quick way to get residents together, they can have a really nice warm beverage and then connect with their neighbors. So this one is also very quick to set up, and it's the type of event that you can make a regular event during the holiday season. So you can do it for every weekend in December, and it's going to give residents that regular cadence where they know, oh, every Sunday morning in December, I just need to go downstairs and I'm going to get hot cocoa and muffins. So that's one of the reasons why I really like an event like this, because those events that are like a series typically get a higher attendance because people know they can expect it every single weekend. So highly, highly recommend this one. Another one that is a nice twist is a white elephant gift exchange. So this one, it's a little bit more complicated and a little bit more involved, but you can get a lot of engagement out of it. So how this works is that you would simply create a spreadsheet and then have a sign up form and have residents like sign up. And then you simply then mix and match. And then each resident is matched with another resident, and they have to bring a gift for whoever they got assigned to. So you can set up an amount that they have to spend. So you could say, hey, we are going to cap things at $10 or $15. So it doesn't have to be expensive gifts. Why I like an event like this a lot is that it's going to force your residents to really interact and get to know their neighbors, because they are going to get matched with a random resident. So it's going to force them to try to get to know that person to figure out what is going to be a gift that that person might like. So it's just a really fun event that's going to bring residents together and also allow them to get to know each other in a more intimate way. But it is a little bit more complicated, but the payoff is going to be there. The next one is a skill-based event. So hire a decorator or someone else to come in to do a workshop on how to create a wreath. So what's nice for this event is that a lot of your residents are going to be looking to decorate their doors. So if you are able to either hire someone that can lead the workshop, or you could go a step further and also bring all the materials that residents need, they are absolutely going to love this. So it's a fun workshop, and because it's a skill-based thing, it's typically something that a lot of people haven't really done before. So it's going to bring out all the people that love arts and crafts. And this is also another fun event that the families are able to engage with, because they can bring their kids to this type of event. So I highly recommend this one because it involves everyone. You can have families. It's a skill that people learn. It's very visual. So you are able to combine this with some type of contest, which we'll talk about as well. And then it's another event where you are able to invite prospects to it as well. So this one I would highly recommend. Another really cool event is to host a holiday card photography day. So during the holidays, many people create the holiday cards that they send to families, to friends, or to whoever. So to help your residents accomplish that goal, hire a photographer that is going to come to your property and set up for the entire day. They can set up a really nice background or different things. And then for the whole day, residents are able to come and go and get their holiday photos taken by a professional photographer. So residents are going to absolutely love this because it's something that many people already want to do. So they want to set up their holiday cards. And then two, it's going to be a nice thing that they can get out of the way. And for you, it's very inexpensive. But it's one that a lot of your residents would take advantage of because it's such a practical event for them. And you can even, after the event, create a wall of all the pictures that were taken or send that out to your residents. So highly recommend this one. And a lot of twists that you can do to this one, including, I'm sure a lot of your residents are going to want to take pictures with their pets. So that's another element that you can add to this one. So I highly recommend a holiday card photography day. And what's also nice here is, like I said, I'm going to keep repeating this, is you can also invite all your prospects. And this is a very easy event to set up. And because it's very fast, you can invite as many prospects as you want. And because it's so practical, many of them are going to take advantage of the opportunity to get professional pictures for the holidays. And some of your residents might come just to have this as a way to get their professional headshots for their LinkedIn profile or for something else. So a lot of different ways to do this event, but I guarantee your residents are going to love it and you are going to get a lot of great feedback from this. Many of you have done this, but this is a classic, is to do a gift wrapping station. So many people need to send gifts to friends, to families. So all you really need to do is set up a gift wrapping station and let them use it whenever they like. It doesn't have to be a one-time, one weekend. You can just have it available all throughout the month of December. So a really quick and fun event for you to do. That's also really practical for your residents. This one is always a winner. It's a very intimate event. And it's one that you can do right after the holidays. So you can actually do it right before the Christmas as well too. So Murder Mystery and Dinner Show, it's where you hire professional actors and they come, all your residents are assigned a role and they try to figure out who done it. So it's a really, really cool event. And whenever this has been done, residents absolutely go bonkers. So it's a pretty fun one that a lot of residents have never participated or done. So it's a really unique event to try out. And I'm sure your residents are going to really enjoy and going to love it. So highly recommend this one. One tip is you can do this as part of a New Year's Day event, or you could do it on New Year's Eve. So for many people that are not looking to go out to party, this is a fun way for them to have a really cool New Year's event in the evening. Another one that I'm sure many of you have done is to do a door decorating contest. And then you can have your residents use their resident engagement app to vote for who has the best door decoration. Or you can also do this on Instagram or whatever social media you use. So simply have residents decorate their doors, submit their pictures, and then their fellow residents have to vote for who has the best picture or who has the best decoration. And to really get residents involved in this, you want to offer a really nice incentive, whether it's a gift card, whether it's a big screen TV, something that's going to help you really get a lot of participation when residents know something worthwhile is on the line. And this is an event that you can combine with the wreath making workshop, where you have the wreath making workshop, and then they can then use that on their doors, and then they can vote. And it lets you have a two-pronged approach. So the workshop, and then the contest afterwards. So highly recommend this one because you'll get a lot of things out of it as well too. So that's it in terms of events that we highly suggest. We have more on our platform, and we will send out some additional event suggestions after this as well too. But as always, in terms of event best practices that we recommend is 1, spend more time marketing the event than you think. Residents are inundated with emails, text messages, ads, and everything else. So the biggest mistake we see property managers make when they do events is not spending enough time on marketing. So definitely make sure that you market your event more than you think. Always involve social media. So use every event as an opportunity to get pictures, to add to social media, so your marketing team is happy and prospective residents can see all the fun things that are taking place at your property. The second one is make it easy to RSVP. So if you don't have a resident engagement app, highly recommend you get one. It's going to allow you to automate the RSVP process and then also set up reminders, which is going to help you get more people at the event, but also make sure that the people that have RSVP are reminded to actually show up. So highly recommend that one. A big one that I've mentioned throughout this is to invite prospects to your events. So prospects are trying to decide where they are going to live. So they see on your website that you have a fitness center, yoga room. If you invite them to a prospect, they get to really experience your property and experience the community. So highly recommend you find events that you can invite prospects to. The next tip is experiences are better than events. So an event would be a breakfast grab and go. An experience would be a yoga brunch and mimosas class. So really focus on creating experiences that residents cannot get anywhere else. So many of you have told us that you struggle with event participation. A big way to fix that immediately is to really focus on offering really unique experiences that residents are not going to get anywhere else. So what you compete with are like Netflix. So people can watch Netflix, but if you offer them something really compelling, maybe they're going to skip their Netflix hour to come to your event. And then to really ensure that you get the maximum ROI from events is ensure that you always ask for reviews. So set up a system to get reviews from your events. So one of the things that our clients at Flamingo love is that our platform automates a review request. So after every event, residents are prompted to leave reviews. So always make sure you have a strategy to get reviews from your events so you can really maximize the ROI for each event that you do. So we have some freebies for the people that attended. So if you go to Flamingo's publications, and we'll send this out after this webinar, we have our resident event magazine that has all the different holiday event ideas and a lot more things. We also have our state of resident events where we looked at how 760 apartments do resident events. It has a ton of data. It has how much different companies spend on resident events, or what the average is across the different property management companies. So highly recommend you take a look at it. And it also includes what we found for what areas events like impact, like reviews, renewals, and resident satisfaction. So it's a nice packet for you to read through, and you can also take it to your leadership to explain to them why you need a bigger event budget. And then for everyone that attended the webinar, we are also going to give you a $100 credit on Flamingo's Event Marketplace. If you don't have an account, you can always create an account on Flamingo's Event Marketplace where you are able to easily book like resident events. So I'll add the link. If you don't have an account, you can book an account. If you already have an account, we will add credits to your account. And then last thing is, if you are part of a portfolio that has at least 5,000 units, we are giving away $5,000 of event credits for you to try out Flamingo's events. So literally you get free $5,000 to try out Flamingo's events. So that's a really cool offer, and you can take advantage of it. I'll also add the link to a link to book a meeting if you want to take advantage of that offer. But basically, it's a free $5,000 to anyone that wants to try Flamingo's Marketplace. So I also added that link. And then the last thing is we have another upcoming webinar that I think many of you are going to like. Our next webinar is going to be in about a month. So this webinar is all about how to earn like ancillary revenue. So I'll also add the link on here. So if you all are interested in 101 ways to earn additional revenue, we'll go through all the different ways. So from concierge services like offering house cleaning services to renters insurance to digital screens that you can add to your lobby that display ads. So if you're looking to really get your next promotion, show ownership that you can help them generate more revenue than just getting revenue from like rent. So a lot of cool things that we have coming up. So again, if you don't have an account, create an account, and then anyone that attended the webinar gets $100 towards their resident event. And then if you are part of a portfolio that has more than 5,000 units, you can take advantage of our $5,000 event credit. And then lastly, we will send out all of the materials that we went through from this event, from this webinar, with all the different event ideas. So thank you all for attending our latest webinar. I hope you all have a great weekend, and also hope you do really well with all your events. And remember, invite prospects to your events. So thank you all. If you have questions, I'll stay on for a few minutes. So if you have questions, you can definitely ask your questions directly on the chat feature. So thank you all.